Thank you for tuning in to The Reading, powered by Black Spectrum Network. Go to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com and purchase a private psychic reading. Please click the subscribe button to stay in the know about when this channel will release new content. And if you can't get enough of my videos, get a Patreon membership. For as little as $2, you can receive videos at least 1 week ahead of their YouTube release date. This reading is going to be about Janelle Monae. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle my personality cards, get right into the reading. So the first card that I get for Janelle Monae is the Advocate card, which is very obvious that she be an advocate, considering that she's all about inspiring. She's all about inspiring political activism in marginalized communities. I'm also remembering that she's has always been a very big supporter and promoter of LGBT social problems and solutions to those social problems. But the Advocate card is also saying that, a large part of why she creates music is because she's very compassionate. She has a deep compassion towards people that have been discriminated against and people that are marginalized and people that are rendered invisible in the media. But she puts that compassion into her music, and it is allowed, it's basically she's following the instructions of her ancestors. That's what has made her so successful. Her ancestors want her to push the boundaries of gender and sexuality, especially in the Black community. And she's supposed to pretty much reign in the music industry as a very respected artist who's a status symbol for who is a status symbol for Black originality, alternative Black looks, and alternative forms of alternative expressions of human sexuality. The Warrior card is talking about she is very skilled at writing. She's very headstrong. She's a very competent musician, a very competent producer. She's seen as someone. She sees herself as a superhero, and she wants the world to see her as a superhero. She's also someone that feels that she has to sacrifice a lot in order for other people to have success. So she feels like it's up to her to do the quirky music. It's up to her to wear the suits. It's up to her to push this agenda so that a younger generation can be inspired to do more than what she has done. She is someone that really believes that she is standing on the shoulders of her ancestors, and she wants to do a lift as you climb. She wants to promote a lift as you climb agenda. So she is a Black feminist. I'm hearing that she's well read about Black feminist scholarship, and she's inspired by women who have led the civil rights movement and women who have inspired and created change in as far as race relations going in American society. The Alchemist card is saying that she's someone that the reason that she is so creative is because she transforms her deepest desires into musical projects. So if she wants to get married to a woman, she's going to write a song about a woman. If she wants to expose hypocrisy in the church, she's going to write a song about that. She takes her the things that irritate her, the things that motivate her and excite her, and she puts it into her music, into her song lyrics. And in addition to that, she goes out and she uses her public celebrity to raise awareness about different social problems, social issues, and to motivate a younger generation. I keep hearing that over and over. That's how she wants to use her powers. She wants to use her powers to educate people and use her powers to motivate people. The Don Juan card is talking about she's very seductive. She's attracted to men and women. She has tried to train herself to be that way. She's pretty much molded her energy like Prince's, and I'm going to ask about Prince in this reading. But she embodies that. She embodies that androgynous energy, and she likes to operate in that way. But she's a masculine woman. But she tries to stay in an androgynous at an androgynous center, like so where the masculine and the feminine cross, like the middle of the cross, like the middle of the crucifix. That's where she tries to stand. However, she's the horizontal line. The masculine is the horizontal line. She's a very masculine woman. The victim card is saying that she's not a victim herself, but she looks out for people that are victimized by society. She looks out for people who are victimized by an unjust social system, and that's just it, simple as that. Now the beggar card is saying that on a spiritual level, she pretty much she's a praying woman. She's in the crystals. She's in the spirituality. She's all of her music is in some ways venerating her ancestors or promoting an agenda that her ancestors told her she has to make manifest. It's also speaking about she's very independent as a music artist. She does a lot of things on her own. She's collaborative. She's easy to work with. She's cooperative, but she's not particularly collaborative. Okay, she's cooperative, but she's not particularly collaborative. There's a difference. And her self-esteem is very much built by her ancestors. If she gets a psychic, I don't think that she typically gets psychic readings, but she's a praying woman, and she feels that she knows her ancestors are blessing her because she's able to touch souls and touch lives. That's all she cares about: touching souls and helping people. The king card. Masculine energy. I said it. The masculine energy for her is that she's a leader. She's very benevolent. And as a leader, like her team, she takes care of her team. She makes sure that everybody eats. She's very fair, very, very fair. She doesn't feel entitled to her position. She's a hard worker. She gets up every day and she says to herself, there are no days off. And everything that she does has to benefit society. Everything that she does has to benefit her family. Everything that she does has to benefit the people that consume it. She's not a status quo artist. You can't just tell her this is the terrain. This is how things are going to be. She truly believes that she has to reshape the musical landscape, and she also feels that music and art can change the world. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle my tarot, and then I'm going to ask some questions about Janelle Monae. Okay, so first I want to know, what was Janelle Monae's relationship like with the artist Prince? It's like, I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. Okay, that's how her relationship was. When she met Prince, her entire life started to make sense. Her life as a musician just started to make sense. He helped her to go from a princess to a queen. He saw a lot of he was inspired by her. Prince was inspired by her. He found her to be a very profitable artist, and he taught her how to secure the bag. The reason that Janelle Monae was able to get acting roles is because Prince is like, look, you have to know that you're a music artist. You can literally walk into some auditions and get them just because of who you are, and you will help to bring notoriety to some films. Like he was helping her to focus on what her tax returns look like at the end of the day. Okay. So he was like, screw the numbers, screw the charts. That doesn't matter. It's not about selling albums. It's about, can you tour? Are you still relevant? What do people know you for? Are you eclectic? He felt like he was like, he did not feel like Janelle Monae was his protege, but he was very inspired by her, and he wanted to just pour into her and let her know, like, baby, you're amazing. That's their relationship. He felt like Prince, this is Prince's energy. He felt like Janelle Monae was family to him. And he felt like the more he poured into her, the more that he got out of the relationship. And Janelle Monae soaked it all up because she has a deep respect for him. A very, very deep respect for him. Spirit is also saying that he felt like he could be his honest self around her. Prince was just I get that he was this enigmatic energy. And for her, she bought into the mystery that was Prince. And even when he was himself, when he was a human being, it was still very fascinating to her. She was honored to just be in his presence. She made a lot more money under him. But she felt his death left her feeling internally conflicted about her role in the industry, because she didn't know if she was being groomed for his position. She didn't know, but she had to realize that she has her own position in the industry, and that's why they were supposed to encounter one another. He's like, we're like spirits. I will give you a little bit of what I have, but don't think that you have to follow by everything that I say. However, it's Prince, and he was legendary to her, so she followed him. Prince said, you have to perform at the BET Awards with your right hand behind your back and mayonnaise in your hair. She was going to be performing with her right hand behind her back, mayonnaise in her hair. Okay, what's her relationship like with Beyonce? Because she said on the Breakfast Club, she and Beyonce are friends. They are genuinely friends. Janelle Monae, they have a business friendship. It's very business related. I don't think that they're like homegirls. I feel like they're more of like they're industry friends, and they have a deep knowing that the other is genuine. But I don't feel in particular like they're like just as I'll put it to you this way. I don't think Janelle Monae doesn't know when Beyonce is pregnant. She finds out like 2 or 3 weeks after after like Kelly and Michelle find out. That's the level of closeness. So they are industry friends, and there's a fondness that they have for one another. Also, it's mainly through Jay-Z that they're friends. It's Jay-Z. It's like Janelle Monae is cool with Jay-Z, and then she became, friends with Beyonce. Beyonce gives her advice, definitely, but Beyonce pretty much keeps to herself, and Janelle Monae keeps to herself. But it's a very fair relationship. They exchange with each other a lot of intuitive information. Beyonce, it's like Beyonce teaches Janelle Monae about how who's good and who's not in the industry, who's cool, who you should and shouldn't work with, and Janelle Monae kind of gives Beyonce like She tells her about the films, the music and the movie industry. She tells her, hey, I learned about this, I learned this. They exchange a lot of business information with one another, but it's a mutually beneficial relationship that they have. Okay, now I want to know about what is Janelle Monae's relationship like with Tessa Thompson? They they've been in a relationship with each other for a while. Janelle Monae understands that her notoriety has increased. Like both of their notoriety has increased by saying that they're in a relationship with one another. But I'm also getting that there's a lot of heartbreak that came with like revealing that publicly. Um, it's Janelle, Janelle Monae was ready. Like she's very confident in her sexuality. But I get that Tessa Thompson, like she doesn't like she doesn't like the judgment and the scrutiny that comes with it. But it's good judgment, but Tessa doesn't like all the publicity. Like she's very private, and it left Tessa feeling conflicted. Like she's like, I'm not, I'm private with how I go about my life. I'm not in the closet. But it's like, there's a thin line between privacy and in the closet. You know what I mean? And so that's one thing that I can say is that they've been together for a while. I don't think their relationship is particularly new. Um, yeah, there's a lot of fear facing on Janelle Monae's part. Janelle Monae is in, she was in over her head. It's kind of like Janelle Monae is now being defined as like an LGBT artist. And I think that she wanted to defy that label, especially because so many people perceived her to possibly be heterosexual. But now now that label is attached to her. She's known for that. That is a central part of her brand. And I don't think that she was prepared for that to be attached to her. So that's another thing. That's one of the consequences of coming out in their relationship. Spirit is saying that they are in love with each other, but they may break up. And it's like, why would they break up though? Janelle Monae works really hard. Like she's a very, very hard worker. She spends a lot of time in the studio, a lot of time writing, and she's a workaholic. And it leaves Tessa feeling like there's not enough time for her in the relationship. Um, I think that Janelle Monae may leave Tessa. I think that Monae, the more famous that she gets, and especially the more famous that she gets, the more notoriety she acquires, is going to Janelle is going to put Janelle in a peculiar predicament. She's still young and she's trying to figure out if she's ready to settle down or not. As of now, they have plans to get married. They have plans to marry each other, and I'm not exactly sure if they're engaged, but it's on the agenda for them to marry one another. But I also see that it's like a strong possibility that things may not work out in the relationship either. I'm going to do a fresh shuffle and continue reading. Okay. Janelle, they have business together in their relationship. They do business together. And their money is tied up with each other in some way. I feel like a business contract is as good as a marriage for them. I do feel that, but I feel like Tessa wants more in private, but Janelle is fine with where things are. Like she like Tessa wants to get married, but she also doesn't want their marriage to be that public. Janelle is okay with where things are. This there's things are bittersweet. It's like on one hand in the relationship there's a lot that they celebrate about, but then there's also like a lot of sorrow. I get that there's a lot of sorrow because it's like there's not a lot of direction in the relationship. It's like where are they headed? Where is this going? What has become like now that's been announced? Like what are they going to do? And Tessa has to tame Janelle. Like it's like Janelle is quite masculine in her energy. She's very dominating, but not in an abusive way. It's just Janelle goes to the beat of her own drum, and Tessa's kind of alpha female, but not particularly dominating. She's just an alpha female, and Janelle can act like she can be a little bit aloof at times. Yeah, Janelle, the more money that she makes, the more that her career goes, the more she starts to feel internally conflicted about the relationship. Kind of not so much as like a where is this going sort of thing, but are we equally yoked? And even though you're beautiful, is this what I really need right now? It's Janelle that blocks the relationship from growing, and blossoming into America, because it would be Janelle that would propose. Janelle would be the one that would propose to her, and so it is really difficult for Janelle. She has to make a decision, and it's everything's in limbo. Like she's gambling. Right, Janelle is gambling on her career succeeding and her being able to have her relationship with Tessa as well. But Spirit may require for her to make a choice. I want to know, will they get married and have children? It's all on Janelle. It is all on what Janelle wants. If Janelle wants to get married and have children, Tessa's down for it. Has Janelle made up her mind? Janelle is still reeling over she's grieving right now. She's grieving over what is she grieving about? It's something that she's grieving about with her career. I think that her last album may not have performed the way that she wanted it to, and I think that it was supposed to catapult her into a different stratosphere of popularity, but it didn't. And I'm getting that she's trying to figure out what she needs to do. Like, what is it? What does she need to take? Does she need to take advice from a different producer? Does she need to take someone's manager? Does she need to take production sounds from another nation of artists and blend it with her? She's trying to figure that out. Like that's what the priority that's on her mind. So I mean, if she wanted the children and the kids at this time, she could have them. Tessa would be very open to it. Okay. I now want to know, is Janelle Monae genuine in her intersectionally inspired approach to raising awareness about, social problems in the African American community? This is something that, okay, yes. Yeah, absolutely. The Nine of Cups is like her wishes are fulfilled. She's worked hard to get here. Janelle Monae built her platform specifically for the purpose of using her voice and trying to educate the masses. She was someone that said, if that was me in that situation, I would do this. I would say this. And now she's in that position, and that's what she's doing. It's not a worldly cause. She knows that she knows that she's giving up a lot by trying to promote this agenda. She knows she's risking a lot. It's like her ancestors are keeping her afloat so that she meets the criteria of being a relevant music artist. But she also knows that she could at any point start creating music that is more trendy and more secular. But she's just committed to presenting herself as a very deep, wise griot. That's the best way I can put it. The Queen of Swords and the Empress card is saying that she's financially okay. Like she's okay. She's not seeking fame because she knows that she will eventually be able to manage other artists and be known for that. She wants to have career stability and career longevity. She's like, I would rather not fade away. That's what she's focused on right now. Okay. And as far as like her intersectional approach, it's like that. Her music, it's like the music is the means to raise awareness. And then Spirit is saying that is now finally paying off for her as well. Like she's securing different speaking engagements. She's now people are playing her music on different cultures and different sexually oriented people are, inviting her to perform. It's just like it's benefited her. It has benefited her financially. So it's paying off in the long run, and she's not particularly impetuous, but she has been very Janelle Monae has a lot of foresight, and she's predicted this is where her career would be. Where it is where it needs to be, and she's known that it is where it is because she planned for it to be that way. And she's like, she's a great investor. She invested into herself in the right ways. Okay, so now I want to know what's next for her in her career. She's definitely going to stay public. She's going to stay public. She's going to let's see, will she do more acting? She's really torn up like about acting. Like it takes a lot of time away from her girlfriend, and she wants to focus on family. She's thinking about family and having children. She's giving money away too. I think she may be giving money back to her family, and she's thinking about stopping doing that. Like she's like, should I discontinue paying for them and doing things for them? Like, are they helping me? And she's not really sure of where to go, like where her next move is musically. She's hoping for a burst of inspiration to appear, or a burst of inspiration to develop within her. But she knows that she's going to be financially successful no matter what she does. So as far as her music, I'm not sure if we're going to get new music from her. I'm not sure if she even released a new album. I don't know. But this is where she is as of right now. What can you all tell me specifically? She's gonna be working. That's it. She's just gonna be working on things. You'll hear about her here and there. She's gonna continue doing appearances. Is she having any movie roles? Any movie roles? She may have something in the pipeline already that's ready to release later this year, early next year. But I get that it's already been filmed. It's something that she's already filmed. I'm not sure if this is like a major film, but she may have had like a guest appearance on Empire or something. I don't know. But either way, thank you all for tuning into the reading powered by Black Spectrum Network. Go to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com and purchase a private psychic reading. Click the subscribe button to stay in the know about when this channel will release new content. If you can't get enough of my videos, get a Patreon membership where you can, for as low as $2, you can receive videos at least 1 week ahead of their YouTube release date. So with that being said, make sure that you all please continue supporting me. Know that the cards are still speaking, and don't trust no lone witches. All right, bye.
So fuel my fire, take me higher, I'll be your liar too. 'Cause when we're here, there's nothing better than the sky